you're going to apply for a work permit in that particular country. So if you are new on this page, welcome. We always talk about applying, links, and everything that comes along. If you are interested in saying, okay, I don't know if my CV is okay, is my CV up to date or not, we also assist people to create a state-of-the-art CV that can market for you, especially when you are applying. My advice to people who be like, okay, we're not going to come on board, we don't want your help, I'll still continue giving you advice. If you are making your CV, make sure your CV is in PDF. Make sure your CV is got a face on it. When you write in your CV, start with your core skills, the skills that market you as a human being to say, I can do this. Don't start off with your educational thing to say, yeah, I went to high school and then I did what and I did what. That can go at the end. People are more worried when you're making an application. People are more worried with the skills that you can do. They do understand that everybody else went through school. That's one thing that we should understand. It's an obvious thing to say, if you're going to apply for a job, at some certain point, you went to school. So everybody knows that you, once upon a time, you were at school. Now you are a working person. What are your core skills? What are the best things that can describe you? What are your references? Those are the things that you should put on your CV that will catch the employer to say, okay, this is the right person that we are doing. And then you also need to understand, when you are writing your CVs, people have a tendency of saying, okay, I've never received even a regret. I've never received even a reply to say we have shortlisted you. This is what happens. As much as you can open on your WhatsApp page to say your business WhatsApp, you can put the auto replies to say, okay, if someone sends in their chat, there's always an auto reply. So you need to understand that employers also, when you apply in your CV, they have certain keywords. There are certain keywords that they will need to pick up in your CV. And if those words, they probably have set their system to say, okay, if we have a CV that's got 20 of these, they'll put down whatever hardworking, self-oriented, willing to learn, I'm a self-driven person, I'm a team worker. So all those things, they will list them down. And once you send in your CV, it will pick up, the machine will read, it will go through your CV and pick up those keywords. And if your CV is got those keywords, automatically it goes on top of the queue. The ones that won't have those keywords, they will come at the bottom of the queue. This is why you will see some people who apply and within hours they get their results. Some of us, we will apply for years and years and years. 2 months applying, you don't even get a reply. 2 or a month without even getting a reply. So these are the things that happen to people. Romeo, how are you? I'll make you join just now. I'll ask you to join just now. Then you can make a contribution, or if you've got any questions, you can ask. We will be in the previous video, I did say that we will apply on your behalf. And then we need to correct this. Ne? It's rather a correction, because we also looked into it and we were like, okay, how can we work like this? We're doing teamwork. We come up together, we discuss. So as much as we will be applying on your behalf using our email, your CV is going to have the details of your email address, your phone numbers, and everything. The the employer is going to know the person applying for a job is Janet Moyo and not Penelope African Princess. Okay, thanks so much. My TK says your employer wants to know if you say I'm a team player, you need to demonstrate where you used the skill etc as a team player. Yes. You know what it takes to be a team player? It's listening to other people. Don't do things I know it all. Hearing from your other colleagues at work, are you able to communicate with your other colleagues? Are you able to come up with a decision as a group? Maybe you're on night shifts, you're working wherever you are working, and there's a certain problem. Do you feel comfortable to say, I'm going to consult my other friends or not? Those are characteristics that makes you a better team player. Don't be a person that will go around demonstrating and saying, I know it all. Because when you're working in a field, especially, you could be working with one person as an individual. Maybe you've got your own one personal client. But if you're going to be moving around with other people, or you're working in a home where there are other carer as well, or nurses as well, you definitely need to communicate with people. Are you able to write a report such that the person that's coming to take over your shift, they can read clearly? That's the thing. E.g., your contribution during meetings. Thank you so much. Also stepping in during stoppages. Thank you so much. The other time also, there are people that will say, I don't do overtime. There's an emergency at your workplace, or the other person phones in and then there's no one to replace you. Are you flexible enough to say, okay, I'll be willing to take the extra hours. Let me work. Are you able to sacrifice and say, okay, my weekend, even if I'm not scheduled for the weekend, but if there's an emergency, are you able to come in and say, okay, I'm able to do that? Those are the characteristics that builds you more as a person that is hardworking. It will give you a characteristic to say, okay, this person, we need them, because in case of emergencies, we won't need to look for an extra person to come in and help. Within our team, this person is willing to come and help. So be flexible. I know we all have our hours, we all need our time to go for the breaks, but in case of those things, are you able to adjust? It could be even in the houses. There are people that work in the houses. I remember I took my sister the other day for the interview here in Cape Town, and the lady was like, okay, I need someone, because she works, she's got a busy schedule. She had 2 kids at the house, and she kept saying, the person I'm looking for should be willing to work weekends. Even if you are off weekends, if I decide I need to go out for dinner with my friends, I'm working overtime at work, is the person that I'm going to employ able to stand in and stay with my kids? I don't want to be worrying about my kids because the helper is not there. If you still get paid for the extra hours. So are you just flexible to say, I'll be able to do it? Those are the things. And then you also need a cover letter. Every other CV that goes out should have a cover letter. A cover letter will also, it's more, I'm explaining myself in more details. What kind of a person am I? So your CV will talk about all your qualifications, your experiences, your references. That's work related. Your cover letter is more going to come. I'm a Christian, but I'm a flexible Christian. Remember, the world has got Christians. It's got Muslims, it's got Hindus, it's got Jewish people, it's got Muslim, Jewish, Hindus, Christians. We all have our different beliefs. Don't be so hardened on. No, we're not saying you're not supposed to state or you're not supposed to say it, but be flexible and be accommodative to other people who have their own beliefs. Don't go hard on other people because they believe in what they believe. And I feel even if you get a job, some of these, especially when it comes to your religions, leave it at home. Unless you have a friend that's flexible and they want to learn about your Christianity. Or you meet a Jewish person, and you feel like, okay, I want to learn more, teach me more. Don't go and force it on people to say yes. Another thing, even if, this is one thing I also learned, never, ever, ever, even if you are doing an interview online, don't wear these. You see, this is Kaiser Chiefs. You might decide I've got an online interview, I'm going to wear Man City. The person that's interviewing you, they support Man United. What are you going to do? You automatically fail. So don't wear things that will sell you because you don't know the other person what they are going to be thinking. You don't know what they are supporting. You might wear a Liverpool jersey and likely enough you meet the interviewer is a Liverpool supporter. Then they will definitely be like, oh, okay, they're one of us. It can work to your favor. But think outside